we're not gonna delay things. We're gonna go into Chelsea versus Arsenal here, and I'm just gonna run through a few things, and then I'll hear your thoughts on the match. So Chelsea Arsenal, Chelsea 6, Southampton nil in their last Premier League game, and in the FA Cup they defeated Crystal Palace 2 goals to nil. Arsenal are coming off of a 1-0 loss against Southampton. In terms of the last Premier League meeting between these two teams, let me just pull that up. I should have actually pulled that up already in terms of the recent record. So I got it right here. All right. So the last game, it was a 2-0 win for Chelsea. But before that, Arsenal, including the FA Cup final, won 3 on the bounce. So, they've had a good run against Chelsea recently, only losing one of their last 5 games. You know what I mean? So that is not bad at all. That is not bad. But we know what's going on with Arsenal right now. So in terms of Tuchel versus Arteta, this will be the third meeting. 1 win and a loss for both managers, and the same record for Tuchel against Arsenal, and the same record against Arteta. But Arteta against Chelsea is a good record. He's won 3 out of 6, drew 1, and lost twice. So that's not bad at all. So, Mike, I want to hear your input here, though. In terms of players to watch for both teams, right? I'm going to let you know my players to watch. You're going to let me know yours. For Chelsea, I'm going to go with Timo Werner simply because I think he's played well in the last couple starts that he got. I'm one of his biggest critics. I rip him a new one every time I can because I know what he's capable of doing. We saw what he did in the Bundesliga, and he just came to Chelsea and he has not replicated, that he's been terrible.
Yep.
You play 40 something games, you only got 3 goals as a forward. That's not good enough. But and even in the game that he scored a brace against Southampton, he should have scored 5. So, still a little criticism there. So I'm interested. I want to see if he's going to continue playing well. And for Arsenal, of course, I'm going to go for Bukayo Saka. I think, he was unlucky not to score against Southampton, and Arsenal were unlucky not to score. But if they manage to get Saka on the ball and he plays well, it could be a positive result for Arsenal. Who do you have to watch here?
For Chelsea, I'll go with Mason Mount. I think he's been pretty deadly for them in the last couple of games. He's very, very influential. Him, Kai Havertz, obviously Timo Werner, they've been killing it for Chelsea in the last couple of games. And it seems like that's now the front three that Thomas Tuchel likes. And for Arsenal, it has to be one of the attacking players. I mean, they have to score. I would love to see Pepe get a start and at least, see if he can add something different, because now Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, Erdegaard, they're not doing it. They're 1 goal in the last 3 games against Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Brighton. That's not good enough for Arsenal. And if they really want to finish in the top 4, I think Arteta has to throw a different sort of lineup at Chelsea on Wednesday in order to win this game, because this is a must-win for Arsenal. They have to start winning, because their schedule is tough for the rest of the season. So I will go with Mason Mount, and I'm going to go with Martinelli of Arsenal. I think these are 2 key players, and especially, I think Martinelli has to step up big time. All of the attacking players, like I said, for Arsenal have to step up big time. Like you said also, I thought they actually played pretty decent against Southampton. They just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. But Arteta threw everything. He threw all of his attacking players. And we know Lacazette, he has COVID, so he's out for this game.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going to happen, although I would go with the Chelsea win in this game, because I think they're the home side and they have a lot more confidence going for them at the moment, whereas Arsenal, it just seems like the wheels are falling off quickly.
Yeah, but we'll talk about the prediction pretty soon.
Yep.
We're touching on players to watch here. So, don't give it away, Mike. Don't give it away.
Well, I mean, I think most people are going to go for a Chelsea win, but go ahead.
Yeah, they're the favorites to win this game, of course. But you got to touch on a few more things because, I like to be thorough with my previews here.
Yep.
In terms of you see the head-to-head here, 59 games, 22 wins for Arsenal, 20 for Chelsea, 17 draws. So it's been pretty tight historically. So for Chelsea, Mateo Kovacic would miss this game. He twisted his ankle in the last match. Ben Chilwell has been out for most of the season. Ross Barkley is a doubt, but he doesn't really play these days for Chelsea. And Callum Hudson-Odoi has been out and will remain out. For Arsenal, Lacazette recovering from COVID. He should miss this game. Takahiro Tomiyasu is back in training, but shouldn't be ready for this game. Kieran Tierney is out, and Thomas Partey is out. These are four big players, key players out for Arsenal. And I think this is what's affecting Arsenal's progress right now. Partey, Tierney, Tomiyasu, these guys are all key. Lacazette dropping back, you know what I'm saying? This was all key to Arsenal's success before the 3 losses on the bounce. You see what I mean? Because I said yesterday, imagine if they had won those winnable games, it would have been daylight between them, Tottenham, and United.
But Arteta needs to take some blame as well. I mean, that loss against Brighton was unacceptable. Xhaka at left back, okay, I understand Tavares had a terrible game against Crystal Palace, but Xhaka is your best midfielder, and you put him at the left side.
Players.
You have to just trust your players. This is a top 4 battle. You have to go. He signed Nuno Tavares. It's not like some other manager signed him. He signed that left back. You have to play him in the position he is in. And Jacques at left back, it was never going to work. He got exposed big time by Brighton. So Arteta needs to take some blame for these last couple of games. Okay, yes, against Southampton, I thought they got unlucky and they should have, at least gotten a point. But that Crystal Palace performance, dreadful. No intensity whatsoever. And Brighton played some good football and they just lacked intensity as well.
Yep. Well said, well said. So, look, we're just touching a few insights really quick. And in terms of the insights, Mount set to make history for Chelsea. Did you know if Mason Mount plays, it will be his 100th Premier League appearance for Chelsea. With 23 goals and 18 assists, he will have been involved in more goals than any other English player in their first 100 Premier League matches for the Blues, 41. So give it up to Mason Mount, man. Future legend. But I think for Mount, he does have these periods where he just goes absent and he needs to, get that out of his game. Chelsea are looking to, but then again, Mike, you got to give it to Mount, bro. The man made the English national team from the championship. So
That's true. Yeah, from Derby times.
Yeah, not many players could pull that off, though, for England national team. So give it up to him, though. Chelsea are looking to complete their first league double over Arsenal since the 2015-16 season, following their 2-0 victory at the Emirates earlier this season. Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 11 midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday league meetings, with Chelsea winning 5, drawing 6 since a 2-1 home defeat in December of 1974. That's crazy, though. That is crazy. They might just mess up that record, too.
Yep.
Arsenal won this exact fixture 1-0 last season, courtesy of Emil Smith-Rowe's second ever Premier League goal for the club. The Gunners haven't won back-to-back away league matches at Chelsea since September of 1977. John Moss would be in charge of this game. And it comes to the point where, Mike, what's your prediction for this one? Let me know your thoughts.
I do like the way Chelsea are playing. I do. I think now they've kind of turned a corner. I think that performance at the Bernabeu has given them a lot of confidence. I think now they have secured their front 3. It's just going to be interesting. Will Tuchel go to the 4 in the back or in the 5 in the back formation against Arsenal? I think he wants to get some revenge for what happened last season at the Stamford Bridge when Arsenal basically, I think they only had a couple shots on target and won the game 1-0. So I think he'll want some revenge. And like I said, Arsenal, I mean, they could have had top 4 secured. This is, I don't know what you think, Dom. I think this is Arsenal's best chance at a top 4 for many years to come because United are dreadful. Tottenham are in a rebuild phase and they will only get better. I felt like this was Arsenal's best chance to get a top 4 with the amount of money they spent in the summer. So I'm going to lean towards a Chelsea win. I think it's going to be 3-1 Chelsea. I think Timo Werner will get a goal as well.
Yeah. I like what you said, but Arsenal is still in the top 4 race, though.
They are.
They have a game in hand to both Tottenham and Chelsea, and if they win this game, not Chelsea, Tottenham and United, if they win this game, it would put them level with Tottenham, with still the North London derby to decide, their fate. So it's still in their own hands when you really think about it. So I think they have it really tough right now. The injuries are not helping them, key players, and I think the replacements are not good enough. Like Sambi Lokonga would step in. He doesn't really, Arteta doesn't really trust an El Neni. Maybe El Neni would do a better job than Lokonga. You never know, but it's Arteta's choice of players. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So...
Or Tavares at left back.
Yeah. it's his choice though. They should have gotten something against Southampton, but they didn't. And as you mentioned, I think Chelsea's confidence came back with a 6-0 win against Southampton. And then the win against Madrid, even though it would have been a bit disappointing for them even when they got knocked out, it's still a win. You see what I mean?
Yep.
And they're scoring goals now. They're scoring goals, and they haven't really they look. They conceded twice against Madrid, but we're talking Premier League here. The Southampton win was a big bounce back. This is not going to be a pushover here against Arsenal at all. But ironically, I have a 3-1 win for Chelsea on my paper as well. So we both have Chelsea winning, and I don't see it happening any other way.
Yep. I don't see it any other way. I really don't. I just think Arsenal's the form has just killed them.
Yeah.
I obviously the injuries have played a huge part in their derail, but I just feel like Arteta is just kind of because he threw everything at Southampton, right? He threw Pepe on, he threw all the attacking players, and they still couldn't score a goal. So what are they going to do against Chelsea with their good defensive line, with Rudiger or Thiago Silva, Christensen, and these guys with their 5 in the back formation? They might find it difficult to break them down. So they're with zero confidence heading into Chelsea, United, West Ham away, Tottenham away. Oh, it's not looking good for Arsenal.